What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Steve Fast, and behind me we have our 2022 Platinum F350 diesel. And today in this video, we're going to be doing two things to the truck to make it even better with no tools and very little time. Definitely stay tuned. All right, so the first thing, and let me go back a little bit. If you guys don't know, this is the 2022, so there was a couple of things that they did change, some good, some not as good, that make this truck what it is. They did put the bigger screen in, but they did cut a couple of corners in my opinion. Maybe some people don't agree, but when you open the door on the 2022, you see, well, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of dirty floor mat because we use this truck, but there is this Platinum badge right here. Now, if you guys didn't know, on the earlier models, when they went to the Illuminated, I'm not sure if the previous ones had that or not, but I know 17 to 19 for sure had a Illuminated Platinum door sill. And ours, well, it's just not that impressive. I mean, some people might like the subtle look, I get it, but for me, I am a LED light addict. I absolutely love LED lights, and I like to put them in as many places on my vehicle that is tasteful. And I think having that right here as the little doormat when you get in is just something that's really cool and is missing on this truck, and it's bothered me since day one. So I did a little bit of research, and I found, well, as usually manufacturers are, a lot of stuff transfers over from other years, and when they build a new platform of a truck, a lot of that stuff stays for a while. So I found out that you can actually buy the door sills from the previous model, and they fit on the truck. And not only do they fit, the wire is already there. So it's like Ford was gonna put them in, but then they didn't because the harness is there, it's live, it doesn't have to be programmed or anything like that, but they just didn't do them. Maybe there's a shortage of chips or something that they just figured, you know, it was better to not have this little bit of extra thing. But if you want them, you can get them. They're about 300 bucks. I got them on eBay from a place that sells Ford parts. I think it's a Ford dealer possibly, but either way, it was not hard to acquire these. So 300 bucks, and you can get your own illuminated door sills. I am gonna show you guys how to install these. They take about 3 minutes or less per side, but I already installed the one on the passenger side, so let's check it out. So this is our driver's side. This is our stock 2022. We open the door, we have our step. I think there should be lighting here too for the step, and we'll get back to that on another video. But as you can see, well, let's do the presentation one more time. Open up the door, and well, nothing all that impressive. But now on our passenger side, after we've done our upgrade, we get, oh yes, we get welcomed by a nice glow of our illuminated Platinum door sill. As you can see, we still have the plastic on this one because, well, people are gonna be getting in and out. Wintertime is coming, so I figured I'd leave it on there until it started to look ratty, and then I'd end up pulling it off. But it is gonna protect this a little bit because when I bought my truck, this is the one that I pulled off last night. This is how it came. Might be hard to see, but there is a really big scratch right there, and another one that goes over here. So yeah, it's got a big, like, kind of check mark, big scratch on there. I'm sure if I would have pointed that out to the dealership, they would have given me a new one of these, but we were replacing these anyway. I pretty much plan on doing that from day one, so no big deal. Those are just going to go into a box somewhere. And now we can install our driver's side one and make this truck complete with illuminated door sills on both sides. And now for your reference, you can freeze frame this. You want to see the part number. This is the passenger side, and this one over here is the driver's side. Now, as I hold the camera, let's see if I can do this one-handedly. It was very easy to get the other side apart. Get this right here. What I'm gonna do is just kind of get a bit of a grip on it, get my fingers underneath. You can hear it pop. Just kind of work your way along. There it is. The old one is off. Set this aside. Now that I've got this exposed, we do have some grass and all that garbage in there, so I'm going to grab my vacuum real quick and just kind of clean this up so we don't have that underneath our brand new illuminated door sill. But you can see right here we have a dummy plug and a wire that just sits nicely right down in there. So this is where our new one's going to hook up, and everything is just plug and play, and you're good to go. So now that we got everything nice and clean, vacuumed up, I'm going to pop out our electrical connector. We're going to push down the tab back here, which will release our dummy plug. Set that aside. We don't need that anymore. Gonna grab our new door sill. This is our wire right here. Pretty self-explanatory. It only goes in one way. click that on, and boom, we've got platinum illumination. So now what you're going to want to do is just kind of push your electrical connector back down into its little spot down there. Make sure that your wire is nice and clear of everything. It's not going to get caught on any of the clips. And just kind of set everything in place where it wants to be. And I start in the middle. Just kind of move your way to the outside. And we are good to go. Everything is nice and seated where it's supposed to be. Give it a little lift to just kind of see that everything's seated. And yeah, factory perfect fit. All right, so now when you open the driver's door of the Platinum, here we go. Oh, yes. That is so much better. I don't care. I mean, maybe you guys don't like this, but I think this is the coolest thing ever. And if you're like me, you know it can be done and you don't even have to wire anything up. It's already good to go from the factory. But wait, there's more. Our good friends over at Rough Country have been nice enough to send us some accessories for this truck, and I'm going to be kind of rolling them out through the next videos on this vehicle. But we do have something that's going to definitely improve the interior of this truck, especially if you don't have the mats from the factory that are the all-weather ones, because, well, this truck came with both. I have the carpeted platinum ones, which would probably get messed up pretty easily. And I mean, they're nice to have if you want to have like just a nice clean mat in for shows and stuff, if you want people to see inside and all nice, looks nice and carpeted and clean. But the all-weather ones are definitely my style because, well, I get the truck dirty and I get my feet dirty and we go in and out, and it's just nice to be able to take them out and pressure wash them. So yes, I didn't order these ones because everything came with this truck as it was already ordered, but we do end up with the Super Duty ones. Now we're going to compare what the Rough Country one is compared to the Super Duty one, so you may not have to waste your money on putting these in if you're ordering your truck. All right, so here is our new mats from Rough Country. These are the all-weather mats, and honestly, they look very, very similar to some of the other brands that I have used in the past, but now we're going to get them unpackaged here. I'm going to give you a side-by-side comparison, and then we'll see how well they fit inside the truck. All right, so here we go with our side-by-side comparison. This is the Super Duty Ford mat, and this is our Rough Country mat. So right off the hop, you can see right here, this little cutout. This is for, I guess, gas pedal clearance, but you already have these little anchors, which the Rough Country has as well, so the mat doesn't slip underneath or anything. I'm not sure if that is just regulation, so your gas pedal can't get stuck on those. Maybe it's something to do with the factory mat being underneath. I'm not sure why they cut those out, but I've had other vehicles, they did the same thing. And what happens is, well, I already vacuumed this out, but there was a bunch of grass here. So where your foot sits, anything that falls off your shoe goes directly onto the carpet. And if you're in wet weather and all of that, you do not want to soak your carpet, especially when you spent money on all-weather mats. But on the Rough Country, you can see we do have that piece right there. So now when you have this in your truck, all of that should just nicely run down into this tray where it can be cleaned and not soak into your brand new carpet. So now let's put this in the truck and see if there's any kind of clearance issues with the new Platinum door sills, because I have seen other brands that ends up covering those. So, well, if that's the case, we can always trim these out, no big deal. Let's see what we got. All right, we'll slide this down inside. Definitely has a very tight fit. Actually move this up just a little bit, and then I can line up our anchors. There we go. It is all in and good to go. And just as I've seen with some of the other brands, well, yes, it does cover our new door sill plate just a little bit. Some people might like that. If you do not have this, it's not a big deal to you. This can sit over top. For me, I will probably do a little customization here just to kind of clear this up, just so I can see that Platinum emblem. But these are a very nice, tight fitting mat. You can see everything is right in place. Everything's snapped in. Nothing's going anywhere. And you can see right down here, this is all nicely protected by our gas pedal, and there's lots of clearance for everything. You don't have to worry about that getting caught on anything, but carpet is nicely protected, and that's what we're doing with our all-weather mats. That's why we buy them. And also, well, I think the idea behind this is when this would get full of water and whatnot, it would just run off, and then it would go onto this and then be able to run out the door, which is kind of part of its design. If you do end up cutting this off, well, you could end up having whatever's on here run onto your carpet. So just be aware of that. But I think having the Platinum emblem kind of visible is worth the little bit of risk that I might have just kind of cutting that little piece off. All right, so here it is. It is getting a little bit darker, so now you can see, now we've got the full platinum illuminated sill all showing nicely. And what I did is I just kind of followed the factory line here where this mat goes. You can see a little bit of carpet there, and when this settles down, it'll probably come down a little bit more, but I think it looks really nice. It's not all jagged or anything like that. Everything seems to sit pretty nicely, and I think it looks so much better now that you can actually see this. But if you don't have this, you're not gonna have to worry about it. Just pop them in, you're good to go. All right, so in the back, we do have our weatherproof mat as well. Actually, do have the carpeted one still underneath this one, but I'm gonna pull that out once we get our new rough country one in place. But we do have a little bit of a gap here on our factory one. These are both rubber, the front and rear. They're kind of flimsy. You can fold these over pretty easily. It's not exactly like a rigid type mat that you might be used to if you've replaced your factory mats before. But yeah, this is what you expect from the factory. Just gonna roll this guy up, pull this out over here. There we go. We have our factory mat removed. So as you can see, it did do a half decent job keeping everything clean back here. I mean, I don't have any mud or anything, but this truck only has, I think, 1,700 miles. So it really hasn't gotten a whole lot of use just yet. But let's get our rough country mat in the back here and see how it fits. All right, so I gotta say, I am actually very impressed on how well this fits. Everything is really tight in here, and this goes actually pretty far underneath the seats. If you guys remember seeing the other one, you could see the entire profile of it, and it didn't go under the seat basically at all. And this one goes under, I would say, a good 6 inches. So if you got people, muddy boots or whatever, and they're sticking their feet under your seat, you are good to go. Your carpet is very nicely protected. And one thing I did with the installation, I actually pulled up this little center sill right here, and I took the lip of this and put it over top. Not sure if I was exactly supposed to do that, because I guess water could maybe run underneath here, but we're not gonna be soaking this thing. It's not a big deal. I just wanted this to sit down and not kind of be sitting up. Just because it's in the packaging, it had kind of a little bit of a gap there, but this helped me pinch it down. Maybe I'll pull it out later once everything's settled, but for now, I think it looks really, really nice. Everything has really nice fitment. You can see how well this fits. I mean, it's got pressure that's holding this against the plastic, and then it goes very, very tightly around all of your surfaces, around your cargo area back here. You got no gaps. There's like really no place for water or anything to get. So if you have dogs or anything like that, this is what you're gonna want for your truck. All right, so let's have a quick look here at our passenger side. Check out the fitment. You can see as our floorboard line goes, the mat follows that very, very nicely and very, very tightly. There's no open gaps or anything like that. And even as it comes up through here, everything goes up. It's really hard to see because it's dark, but this actually goes right up to the plastic on this console as it goes towards the front. And then it goes really far up to the front. It actually goes right up to this kind of synthetic fiber or whatever that's underneath the dash. Goes right up to that, so if you have your feet front, you're not going to end up touching the carpet. And then it actually goes around here very tightly. There's no open gaps here whatsoever. And well, obviously we put our illuminated door sills in, so I had to cut this tiny little bit over here. But if you are in an area that has a lot of snow and there's a lot of water buildup in here, I probably would just leave that on, because that's going to allow it to drain out the door when you open the door. But we're here to, well, this is more of a vanity thing, but I did a little bit of customization, and do that at your own risk. So there it is, everybody. 2 mods, no tools, very little time, which I think will make your truck even better in a small way, but definitely it's going to keep your carpet clean with those rough country mats, especially in the wintertime. We haven't gotten any snow yet, but it is very much around the corner, and we're going to be talking about some of the shop stuff. You guys want to stick around for that at the end of the video. But with that being said, if you guys have made it to this point in the video, definitely drop lighted door sills in the comment section, or whatever you'd like to write in there, just so I know that you made it to this part in the video, and I can interact with you guys in the comment section there as well. So now that you've stuck around this far, you might as well stick around for a couple more minutes, and we'll go over a little bit of what we've got going on here in the shop, and kind of just where I've been for the last little bit. I can hear a little bit of an echo. I think that might be from everything going on over there. If you can see behind me, we do have our heating and air conditioning system for the shop, and I do have some metal ceiling. If you can see up there, we do have a black ceiling, and I can hear my voice echoing through the conduit. So hopefully, I don't know if it's gonna pick up on the mic. So what I'm gonna be doing in the next little bit here is getting all my plastic up here on the ceiling. We've been having hot weather, cold weather. It's really been crazy, but it is December, so everything's been busy, and been trying to get everything done as fast as possible so I could turn the heater on and just be able to come in here at night or during the day or whenever. Snow, good weather, cold weather, doesn't matter. And even in the summertime, we'll have air conditioning. So all the videos should be able to be done regardless of weather. And the installation should actually shield a lot of the sound that we do get around here sometimes, which is going to be very nice as well. So it has been a little bit of a, I guess, construction period in the channel, but just kind of like to keep you guys updated as much as I can as we go through the different processes of making this channel what I want it to be. So yeah, we have some growing pains to do, and that's just kind of how it goes. I've been doing a lot of the work myself. I did all the installation myself. I've done the plastic, and I did the metal work myself. I did have professionals come in from Berkshire Mechanical, and they did my whole heat pump outside. I do have propane tanks. There's emergency backup for propane on this system as well. So when it gets really cold, we're not running electric all the time. And yeah, they set up the ducting and all of that. Everything seems to have turned out pretty well. So big thanks to them for that. And well, we're just going to keep pushing forward with this shop, getting it to where I want it to be. And it's going to be an awesome backdrop for the channel. So there you have it, everybody. We do have a whole bunch of stuff coming on the channel. We have not forgotten about the Ram. It's actually hooked up to the boat right now, and we're going to be doing more with that in the very near future. I'm going to actually be putting it on the lift and doing our first retorque on our rough country lift on that truck. That has been working out perfectly so far, so we're going to see if any of our bolts move or anything, but that's to be expected as things settle. They do recommend you do it actually sooner than I've done it, and I've done towing the boat and all kinds of things that it probably, yeah, we probably should have done it a little earlier, but that's not a big deal. We're going to get that done here very, very soon and see how everything's been holding up on that truck. Also, we're going to be putting the Super Duty on the lift, and I'm going to be going over just some rust prevention because winter's coming and salt and all of that just kind of wreaks havoc on any kind of bare metal. So we're going to be doing a little bit of prevention on that as well. And well, yeah, we're going to see what else happens around here because we got lots of toys to play with, and we might as well just enjoy them because that's what this whole channel is about, the motorsports lifestyle and just kind of building this together, and it's been absolutely awesome. So big thanks to everybody who has been watching the channel, subscribing and all of that. It means a lot to me that you guys support me and what I'm doing over here, and I love sharing it with you guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down.